But then when the slide song is done, the voice is gone. How do I make the voice continue?
Geographical state. Marinduque is the heart of the Philippine archipelago. It is in the geographical center of the Philippines. Its island province lies 180 kilometers southeast of Manila. It belongs to Region 4B of the Philippines. To its north is Tayabas Bay, and to its south is Sibuyan Sea. It is near the provinces of Quezon, Mindoro, and Romblon. Legends of Marinduque. One legend came from a tragic love affair between Marina and Garduque. Marina's father forbade their affair and ordered the beheading of Garduque. But since they loved each other so much, they sailed out to sea and drowned themselves, resulting in the formation of the island. Another legend attributes the original name of Marinduque, which was Malindic, to Marinduque's highest peak, Mount Malindig. When the Spanish conquistadores arrived in the Philippines, they found the name too hard to pronounce, so they renamed the island to Marinduque, which later became Marinduque.
Why doesn't the voice continue?
But what exactly is Marinduque famous for? Places, traditions, festivities, simple symbols. There are many things that make Marinduque a colorful and very unique province. First of all, Boac is the capital of Marinduque, and Marinduqueños are what people are called there. The most famous tradition is the Moriones festival, which is celebrated every Holy Week. Here, the key symbol is a man dressed as a Roman soldier with a uniquely scary, angry face. There would also be an expo during Holy Week near the famous Boac River, where the cenaculo, or reenactment of Jesus' life story, is held every night until Maundy Thursday. Gasan in Marinduque is also called the butterfly capital of the Philippines, with a butterfly farm and many other souvenirs like t-shirts and even live butterfly sales. These souvenirs could also be found in Holy Week Expo. Hospitality is an important trait of Marinduqueños. This is shown through putongan, a practice that shows welcoming and honoring guests and visitors. Here, the honored guest is serenaded with a song, a crown, and a rose by the owners of the household. Sometimes, coins are thrown onto the floor where the other members of the celebration could collect for themselves. At this point, I would like to share a realization about my many visits in Boac, Marinduque. This is a video of the Moriones Festival Parade. Moriones, one very colorful festival celebrated in Marinduque, is also one main event that the island province is known for. The word morion means mask, or visor that was used by Roman soldiers to cover their faces. Therefore, moriones are the masked and costumed people who march around town during Holy Week. They do this as a form of penitence or sacrifice. Then, it It was family tradition to go to Boac during Lent, especially in Holy Week, riding the ferry and a bus to get there. When we arrived, we would stay at my Lola's house for the duration of our vacation. This house was where my Lola grew up. When I was younger, my cousins and I tend to make fun of these guys wearing scary faces and skirts, also known as Morions, parading the streets outside. But the moment they came near us, we would get frightened and even run away, almost ready to cry when they got too close. But now that I am older, I realize that behind these masks and shimmering costumes were lives of men and women in penance. This yearly demonstration of Jesus' life in the Cenaculo, reenactment of Roman soldiers parading under the heat of the sun, I later found out served as penance and personal sacrifice of the citizens of Boac who partake in being a Morion. This realization allowed me to respect these people, these Morions, and how they serve as role models in their own way of penitentia, or personal offering for the sake of Jesus who died for our sins. Penitentia is a sacrifice in many forms. This is practiced in Marinduque, especially during the Lenten season. In parades, the one I look forward to seeing are the Morions, of course. But after the Morions, there's another group of people wearing burqa-like outfits. I asked my mom about these, and she said they were Boac officials and devotees who joined the parade as their personal form of sacrifice. Another sacrifice is done by one citizen every year, and that is the role of Jesus. He reenacts Jesus' life in the Cenaculo and carries a cross on Good Friday, going to the ilog, as we call it, and there his crucifixion is also reenacted. Another form of sacrifice is called panata ng mga tao, wherein they would inflict pain on themselves until they are wounded while walking the streets. Later on, they would go to Boac River and wash out those wounds, and according to belief of the Marinduqueños, the wounds were miraculously healed. Yes, Marinduque is the heart of the Philippine archipelago. But on a personal note, Marinduque will always be forever in the hearts of Marinduqueños, including me and my family. The actions and simple characteristics of Marinduqueños, the island province's colorful traditions, and its faith-oriented practices shows how important their identity is to their lives, and these characteristics have changed the way I view my values and traditions. The simple act of supporting Moriones Festival to personal sacrifice of following fast and abstinence during Lent, these I follow because of what Marinduque has showed me. Sources and acknowledgements. I based all the information that I wanted to present on my own personal experiences of previous family trips. There's also a compilation entitled Ganito Kami Noon, a Manguera Family History, where I got some of the stories about the legends and Marinduque itself. Most images come from my own files and folders from previous vacations. I would also like to thank my grandparents for the information that they shared me and the stories that they shared me. My other images came from Google and the video came from YouTube. Thank you.